Now, I'm going to be the first to tell you, I'm not shocked her jersey sold out. All right? Or that
even Lexi Hall, like all those, every player, like compare their jersey sales versus when CC was off the team versus now, and I guarantee it increased.
With that said, it's no surprise that there's a lot of people who are willing to buy merchandise related to her.
Did you know Stephanie White is literally transforming Caitlin Clark behind closed doors while Angel Reese is busy posting on Instagram? The contrast couldn't be more clear. One player is getting a complete physical and strategic makeover, while the other is focused on follower counts. White's master plan for Clark includes adding serious muscle mass and developing a completely new offensive skill set that's going to shock WNBA defenses next season. This isn't just about improvement. It's about creating a dynasty in Indiana with Clark at the center of it all.
That no one on the list besides probably LeBron can do. That's a pretty big deal. Everything goes right and the Fever handle business like they're supposed to.
When Unrivaled Basketball announced on Thursday that the players' jerseys were now available for sale online.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Let's talk about what's really happening this offseason with these two superstars. While Angel Reese is building her empire on social media, Coach Stephanie White has Caitlin Clark grinding in ways you wouldn't believe. The difference in priorities couldn't be more obvious right now. Have you seen Angel's Instagram lately? She's everywhere. Brand deals, photo shoots, red carpet events. She's becoming a social media powerhouse with millions of followers watching her every move. And look, there's nothing wrong with building your brand. That's part of the game these days.
Season comes back in like a week and some change. I'm very excited to cover that. It's about to be a wild year. But
several fans naturally came to the site to get a hold of Reese's number 5 jersey.
But while Reese is focused on becoming the next big influencer, something completely different is happening in Indiana. Coach White has Clark on a totally different mission. Instead of chasing likes and comments, Clark is chasing greatness in the weight room. You know what's crazy? White watched every single possession from Clark's rookie season and spotted exactly what was holding her back: physicality. Remember those games where defenders would body Clark and throw her off rhythm? White saw that and immediately created a solution.
Getting the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and so help me God. All right? I'm going to speculate.
But Jalen Brunson's the one that shook a majority of people, and I think the reason he's so high is because he's in a big market. He's in New York. You know, all the Knicks fans. That's like one.
Clark is now on this insane strength program that specifically targets her core and lateral movement. We're talking about specialized resistance training, balance work, and explosive power development. This isn't just random gym sessions. It's a calculated plan designed to fix the exact weaknesses that teams exploited last season.
A pundit, especially on situations that I don't believe necessarily where
people thought this was fake. Jalen Brunson was number 3. Like the usual top 3 is like LeBron, Steph, and then, you know, you got Steph Curry, you got CC.
Imagine this. Clark coming back next season with 15 pounds of functional muscle, able to fight through screens and finish through contact. That's the transformation happening right now, while everyone's distracted by social media numbers. White understands what really matters, not how many followers you have, but how many championships you win. Their training sessions aren't just physical either. White has Clark studying film for hours, breaking down defensive schemes, identifying tendencies, and building basketball IQ. They're working on specific counters to the defensive adjustments teams made against her late in the season. This is next level preparation that translates directly to wins. You know what's most revealing? How they spend their free time.
Angel Reese is one of the most popular female basketball players today. In fact, she's the most followed
I'm sure her jersey sold way more now when CeCe been on the team prior to when she wasn't on the team. And you probably can compare that. Aaliyah Boston.
While Reese is jet setting between promotional appearances, Clark is putting in those quiet morning hours in empty gyms. One is building temporary fame, the other is building lasting greatness. One is chasing trends, the other is chasing banners. Those quiet hours in empty gyms aren't just making Clark stronger, they're completely reimagining how she plays the game. While everyone was watching her rookie highlights, Coach White was noticing something most fans missed. By season's end, defenders were starting to figure Clark out. They were predicting her moves, forcing her into uncomfortable situations, and draining her energy for fourth quarters. So, what's White doing about it? She's not just tweaking Clark's game, she's completely rebuilding it from scratch. White is literally re-engineering Clark's game from the inside out with an arsenal of moves nobody's prepared for. Think about it. Clark dominated as a rookie with essentially half her potential skill set. Now she's developing left-hand finishing, incorporating Euro steps, and diversifying her finishing ability to become unpredictable. Remember how the Golden State Warriors revolutionized basketball with Steph Curry's movement? That's exactly what White is installing for Clark.
Right now, because Angel Reese's unrivaled jersey came out and was sold out in like 2 or 3 minutes.
Buy your jerseys more. Like, I think she's helped collectively every player on the Fever. Someone could do some type of test on this.
Instead of running Clark ragged with the ball in her hands every possession, White is creating a system where she becomes a phantom, appearing out of nowhere in scoring positions. The genius part? Clark will actually become a screener herself, creating chaos for defenses who don't know how to handle a shooter setting picks. This isn't just about making Clark better, it's about making her unstoppable in winning time. White and her staff noticed Clark's effectiveness dropping in fourth quarters when fatigue set in. Their solution? Get her a rest while she's on the floor by having her play off ball more, conserving energy while still terrifying defenses with her every movement. When the game's on the line, Clark will now have the stamina to take over. You know what's most impressive about White's approach? She's not building around temporary advantages. She's constructing a championship ecosystem. Every upgrade to Clark's game isn't just about individual stats. It's about creating a style that maximizes everyone on the court. This is dynasty building, not headline grabbing.
About it is when the season comes back, DC's jersey sales and also the influence she has. The type of player who, just because you're on her team...
But I smell a rat, all right? Something smells like B to the S, all right?
When you look at how methodically White is addressing every single weakness in Clark's game, it reveals what truly matters in professional basketball development. Not social followers or viral moments, but the deliberate, strategic construction of greatness. White isn't concerned with quick fixes or flashy moves that look good on Instagram. She's focused on championship-level development that will translate to multiple banners hanging in Indiana. So what's the real difference here? It comes down to this. White is building a legacy while Reese is building a following. The numbers don't lie. Social media followers vanish, but championship banners hang forever. That's the brutal truth about professional basketball. Look at what we're seeing. One player chasing likes, while another is being molded into a dynasty cornerstone. Fame fades fast, but skill development compounds over time. The question for any young player watching this situation is simple. Do you want temporary attention or lasting impact? Because at the end of the day, history remembers winners, not influencers.